Am I autistic or am I artistic? I ask you this because you see, I see my disability not as a difficulty. In fact, if anything, it's a diffability, because I have this ability to view the world from a different perspective. I refuse to neglect it. Most people choose to disrespect it. That's cruel. But this respect that I'm due will fuel the duality and morality within my reality. But if you choose to intrude my mentality, I will interject with my intellect and give you a wallop. My mind is a creative mess, like the workings of Jackson Pollock. I'm a young, dumb, punk, spastic that is crazy and trapped. Hades is attached to my soul. I wish he would go before I collapse and go cold, but I decide to attack and be bold, thanks to the effects of alcohol. Thinking drinking liquor will help my friendships be richer, when in actuality it made me sicker and killed them quicker. Like the time I was in love. She gave misleading devotions. I read misleading emotions, thus causing a commotion, putting eruption and corruption into motion. Evil spelt backwards is love, and that's one deceiving potion. When she was alone, I was the one she seeked. When she was tired, my chest is where she chose to sleep. When she would weep, I made sure she never felt weak. After every truthful, beautiful, and musical moment we had, our relationship peaked. If she asked me to jump off a cliff, I would have made that leap. For so long I've been searching, for so long we've been flirting, for so long I've been hurting. So these words must be released. I love you. Are the words I wish I said before that night of dread. You invited your ex into your bed, looked at me in the eyes with despise, dropped your disguise and replied, Jody, I don't trust you. Silence. You don't trust me? Defiance. Is this some type of violence? Let me mention this. Being autistic and artistic makes me extremely sensitive, agile and fragile when it comes to matters of the heart. When it comes to my art, on the outside, I might look cool and collective, but on the inside, I'm reckless. I get vexed quick. When in a bad mood, I should not be messed with unless you want to get your head split. You won't want to clash with this titan. I'll tear you apart like the Greek god Typhon. Left hook you, Tyson, choke you out. Python, have you seen stars, Orion, and think you're at the city of David, Zion. But let's get back to that night where pain was tearful rain and vicious voices caused criminal choices. As I hold back my tears and try to disappear without making a sound, her bitter spirit pushed me to drink spirits that taste bitter. Now I'm drunkenly walking with a frown. Many voices going around. Her ex pats me on the back and says, stop being a clown. Pow! Motherfucker went down like the Twin Towers. Within the hour, her screams filled the room like the steam of a shower. It's impossible for me to stay calm. He's kneeling, nose bleeding, skin peeling while pleading not to be harmed. But I don't give a because I'm about to go in and show him how it feels to have your heart cut. Next thing I know, I'm on my way home. In my mum's car, heart scarred, feeling like a disgraced piece of waste who doesn't deserve to be part of the human race, contemplating and debating what I've done and who I've become over the course of a couple months. As I fall deeper into the abyss, take back what I did is all I wish. She was someone I cherished, but what was once won has now perished. Before meeting her, my life was nice and fair, but now I feel like I wake up into a nightmare. I'm filled with woes that have evolved into a variety of anxiety, and nobody knows, at home alone on my own, feeling disowned. So, I grabbed a belt, pulled back on that strap and felt that leaving my lungs, I swayed and swung, choking and hoping the underworld comes. My head goes red and numb. I scream and shout, but nothing comes out. I could taste the flood of blood in my mouth and cold shivers as I deliver myself to the darkness, but see myself in the mirror and think, how can I be this heartless? To my mother, brother, sister, all because of Cupid's stupid game of lovers. Then suddenly, snap, the belt breaks and I collapse to the floor. They say your whole life flashes before your eyes just before you die, but all I could see was the man I could be. He is a leader like Zeus, someone who hates war but loves a truce, someone who does not wallow in sorrow but cares for artistic integrity like Apollo. So I arose like a rose without doubt. Am I autistic or am I artistic? I choose not to fit in because I was born to stand out. I'm a puzzle piece that does not fit. Even a muzzle around my face won't stop me from speaking some truth. If we were to meet on the cobbles and quarrel, my words pack a punch. You'll walk away with a wobble. My autistic mind divine, my artistic mind shines. I present you with a present of a poet's presence in this present moment in time, who provides his picture-perfect penmanship that is pessimistic, pretty sick, and full of pain. I bet you were hoping for something merrily, but this is for that of posterity. So I ask you, once again, am I autistic or am I artistic?
The meal and the wind divided by a shutter, rousing each other. When he mutely whistles, each member clings to their whip, scattering chilies on the carpet. It's as if the mind stirs to attention at a noise of buttered bread and stew. Day breaking hears a newborn rise, bedroomed into brood on some mother when returning down the drive. We're in brick housing, on the curb of an old and endless forest. That's to say, we know a poem marks bounds, unlike his hungering shyness, escaped and endlessly crossed by skies and maps, outbounds where the cat empties up its gut. The wind moves through, weighed in a coat, shuffles, a figure with a bag who duplicates in each gust.
It's a lot to take in, and I have to remind myself of that as the days go by. The guilt that runs through my body as I'm trying to survive. No one is really toxic, but sometimes when we rationalize the world like this, it becomes easier to identify the pollution. The question is, what's the pollutant? If the world triggers me, then how do I live trigger-free, asymptomatic? How do I rid myself of the characteristics I deem problematic? It's tragic that at some point it gets so peak we have to break weak and decide you or I. It's a crime, but no one's willing to convict me. They don't see me worthy of avoiding the wounds that they too share. Why should we care if the world breeds us bitter to bite back every time things seem tough? What's the point of falling in love if you know you will never have enough time to sit on the beach and enjoy the view because you are drowning? The truth burns and we walk around traumatized by the marks it leaves us with, appalled at the depths to which it changes us. I want to grow seeds in the cracks trauma leaves me. As the soil dries to the exposure of the sun, I hope seeds sprout and flourish when water emancipates me from the frustrations of malnourishment and infertility. I want to grow from here, from pain, as the nutrients liberate me and radiate me with energy. I want to break through the ceilings as if the weight of the world never placed any burden on my shoulders. I can't wait until this is over and overcoming becomes ingrained in our resilience and we no longer suffer but find peace in our existence. I can't wait.
There's no fear where you're going, no shade about where you come from. Go slowly. The way belongs to you. I understand. I think I understand it now. That when highs get low, I don't fight the feeling, 'cause those vibrations don't trouble me no more. So when high tide comes, I'm underwater breathing. It seems like only love can bring peace to soul. I'm dropping the cloak of old patterns. Feels a little bit safer now. To pick up the brush and paint it again, just the way you please. The damage is distant despite the impressions that it leaves behind. But the healing is profound when you do it for yourself. So when highs get low, you don't fight the feeling, 'cause those vibrations won't trouble you no more. So when high tide comes, you're underwater breathing. It seems like only love can bring peace to soul. It seems like only love can bring peace to my soul.
My grandfather once told me, he said, son, you see, you're becoming better and sweeter. Whatever that means, you see, I am feeling obese from yesterday, dietetically awaiting and praying on my spirit to reveal divinity's cure to greed and gluttony in 6 million ways. Choose one and see that there is more to my madness. There is fulfillment, there is joy, there is gladness. There is method in releasing, so I know that we can push through this so-called sadness in due time. True is this. The wise man rose up wiser boys who left the habitat to grow into young men. However, in today's society, these boys are still teething. They are still pleasing their inner demons now. If we just hold on and remain strong to the wind's passing breeze, we can make it through without choking. We've just got to breathe easy, so we breathe. Inhale slower. The days keep on drifting on by. Yes, the struggle is real because hard-body soldiers do not know how to fight because they are too busy fighting themselves. You see, all Solomon ever wanted was the fame, popularity, the girls, and the wealth. But how will he supply that wealth when he does not know that it's inside himself? How will he when refusal is even more confusing than it may seem, because he has no, you have no, we have been sold happiness as this once upon a time fairy tale dream. Forget I said that though. And yes, just remember how it made you feel. Brought on by whatever brings that out in you. It is nothing new, it's buried down in the sediment of your soul. Come on, family, we've got work to do. Forget I said that though, and yes, Just remember how it made you feel. As long as you keep on smiling whilst this government keeps on whiling, souls are steady dying, brothers you've been beat down, keep on rising, and my sisters, you better keep on, 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 keep on shining, keep on shining, keep on shining, keep on shining, keep on shining. Sisters, my brothers, keep on shining. Shining. Shining.
Red umbilical, as we stretched out, it dangled proud on the road like a red rose, its gluey puck gentling the pavement. Linden, cat lights, a pretend pavilion aisling the pregnant street. Countable stars, numerical in their dearth, spilt light like rice for the errant birds. Toppled over housing, they look where red, carmine, agile and clotted, miming up a live thing, dangling on the side, finding the ear of any glancing, asks loudly. Driving past the princely flock of flies and colour, we stopped to place a cotton sheet. The echelon rosy, parked out the window in an immediate voice, hid its open head, refused dressing or water, flooding died.
Hi, I'm Jody. I'm a spoken word poet based in London. Honestly, I use my writing, my poetry as a tool of therapy. So the last 6 months being on furlough has actually been a bit of a blessing in disguise for me, because it's really given me a chance to focus on my work and really dig deep into my artistry. There's been, I'm not gonna lie, there's been a couple of days where it's stuck at home, writer's block, you get angry, and then perfection, and then wanting to be a perfectionist with your work kicks in, and you just have to come to realize that it's one day at a time, and there's not much you can do. I mean, the situation's it's a messy situation for everyone, but as long as you just make sure you love yourself, love will gravitate towards you, and that's the best you can do. So, and taking part in an event like this, and this is extremely important, because I would hope that people can connect with my work, and it can just let them know that things are going to be fine. We've all got stories to tell, but just make sure you use writing as a tool of therapy, or anything as a tool of therapy, just as long as you're not harming yourself. It's important that we're all the same in this world. We all have evil surrounding us, but as long as we love ourselves, that's the most important thing. And just it really is one day at a time, and you'll be fine. I tried to kill myself 3 times. One of them very nearly fatal. I'm alive today to tell the tale, literally, through my work. So, yeah, just peace and love. Yes, so there was a lot of inspiration behind the piece I wrote, but one very specifically, Adele, the singer Adele, she's got a song called Set the Rain on Fire. And when I heard it for the first time, I'm proud to admit I had quite an out-of-body experience, because at the time I was going through a lot of mental health issues and a lot of love issues, and I just didn't know who I was. And after listening to that song, it made me put the pen to the pad. It forced me to want to write everything I'm going through. And if it wasn't for that song, I probably wouldn't be here today. And if it wasn't for what that song helped create, I wouldn't be here today. So I owe Adele and that song a hell of a lot.
Why do young boys grow into men way before they are old enough? Why do young girls' hearts get broken before they understand love? Why do gender conditions expect more and constantly distrust? When did we lose our consciousness binary? When did we lose our love? It's tough. Why are we fighting outside school gates? Why are we tearing each other apart? It hurts, I had to learn first, fast. I had to grow up, nah. I had to stick my chest out as if depression wasn't a thing. Life burnt, you couldn't scream at this thing. Suppressing until the pain comes out in a song, let it sing. Melodies. For what it's worth, we don't feel pain anymore. Numb, and you ask us why we so strong. Wrong, we are traumatized, disguised by the fetishization of pain. What remains a gentrified area where they pushed us away. And they want to know why we're so disengaged. We had youth centers, now all we've got is streets. We had good times, now all we've got is sentiments of defeat. We had friends, now all we've got is letters in the post. And I kept all your notes. Your words are still with me until this day. Make sure you're good, Priscilla. You told me I would make it far. You kept me out of trouble apart from the occasion. That kept me inspired. Now I almost have 2 university degrees. And if I could do it again, I'd wait for you at the bus stop with a bag full of sweets. Ain't it sweet, my deepest memories of you as a child catering to my needs, not as a criminal in news headline feeds. This inequality and subconscious bias existing systematically. And if you can listen to this, please, understand I will never judge. I saw the conditions you were raised in and you deserve love. I hold on tight knowing every hug was never enough. This is to the child in each and every one of us.
Part 1, working from home. In 6 months' time, I've really got to explore how much home exists in a space. It took a lockdown for us to look in. We were all a bit exhausted, really. With time to ourselves, unreflected in others, it got me to thinking about the meaning of home, of how much home exists in people, how much home lives in your room. How much of home is in that barista who greets you with a grin? In the bus driver you've synced your commute with, the one you smile knowingly at the end of each day? As we've transitioned into a contactless world, it seems cash is not welcome here and everyone jogs. At the head of it all, the key to keeping things afloat are those workers who kept it all going. Part 2, working to survive. While weighing out flour and packaging bread, I found my mind wandering on a long summer day. I thought back to my commute that morning. At the peak of rush hour, I had the train to myself. When I bumped into dear mortality, people often mistake her for death. They never expect her here, but she's always around, hidden under the London noise. Yes, even on the underground. She sat with me for a while. She made for good company. It's funny, I imagined that she'd come with a sickle, but actually, she came with a cough.
Ahead, the sun is chid like a dead wheel behind the hill, whitening and seminal with endless expiry. What would it mean to give up on sound, conceding to ablution, and to the bland drift wetting the trees with thunder? At the beginning of the day, I met a breasted insect with a bleached chest that transposed the viscera of its sex into an array of blood-eagled muteness. I had no questions for the splay. Whether it were a wound or a gate, it wasn't for me to know. I am a larvae, or perhaps undigested chine, where hidden like a belief, I gamble with myself, already the thing I am not.
We hope you've enjoyed the first part of the festival as much as we have.
We've built in a 30-minute break so everyone can take a break from the screen.
But join us again from 3 p.m. for more activities.
If you've just joined us and don't need a break, then check out our virtual marketplace on Anytime content. That's on the festival website.
And remember, wherever you're tuning in from, join the conversation on social media, use the hashtags #ThriveLDN and #WMHD2020.